Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's Pick a Card, we are going to be seeing what you need to hear right now. This is going to be a timeless reading, so the messages will be relevant to whenever you happen to be watching this video. We're going to start off the reading by seeing who is coming through to bring you these messages, whether that is the universe, a spirit guide, your higher self, the higher self of someone else, or it could be multiple beings, multiple souls who are coming through today. And then we are just going to leave the reading open to literally whatever they need to tell you. So there are 4 readings for you guys to choose from today, and each reading will be using a different oracle deck. As you can see, this is what they look like from the back, but in just a second I'm going to be showing you one card from each deck so that you can also get an idea of what the front artwork looks like. So you could be drawn to this back image, you could be drawn to the front image, you could be drawn to the actual meaning of the card that I show you. There's a few different factors for choosing your group, but it's totally normal to be drawn to more than one, and please feel free to pick more than one because there could be, multiple messages that you need to hear right now. So normally if these were tarot decks, I would show you the same card from each deck, but because they are oracle decks, I'm just going to show you a random card. Whatever's at the top here, that's the one we're going to flip over and take a look at. So without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at each of your options. Option number 1, your deck is the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, and your random card is Elephant. We have the number 16, and we have the messages honor, empathy, responsibility, cooperation. Option number 2, your deck is Wisdom of the Oracle, and your random card is Time for a Nap with the number 24. Option number 3, your deck is the Numerology Guidance Oracle, and your random card is Personal Growth with the number 7. And option number 4, your deck is the Cosmic Guidance Oracle, and your random card is Change, New Season of Life. So just in case you need a little bit more time to pick your group, these are all of the options laid out side by side so that you can compare and see which one or ones are calling to you the most. As always, take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm going to go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number 1s, so if you guys chose the Secret Language of Animals Oracle, this is going to be a reading all about what you need to hear right now. So I'm out of breath because I just ran down the stairs. So we are gonna start off with this oracle deck, the Intuit Angel Oracle, and this is actually a new deck that was sent to me by the creator, so thank you very much for the deck. This is a sample version of the deck, so the final version is going to look a little bit different, but there is a Kickstarter campaign right now to help out the creator, so if you guys like this deck and you are interested in supporting them, there will be a link down below for that. But this is an oracle deck with all different angels and archangels on it. They're kind of, some of them are in reverse because I've been shuffling it and using it already, but as you can see, each one has a different angel, what they might be helping you with, a message for you, as well as their associated crystal, time or time frame, and like an answer to a question. So I want to start off with this one, and we can use this to see what angels or archangels might be around you right now and sending you these messages. If you guys feel called to do this, I had this idea because of the words at the bottom. If you feel called to, when I'm pulling these cards, you can think of a question that you have in mind, and then we might be able to answer it with the words at the bottom. So I'm going to pull 2 of these cards so you can think of 2 questions, or if you just want to use this part to see what angels are around you, that's totally fine as well. Okay, so for group number 1, what is their first card? And what is the answer to their first question? Okay, so the first one that you guys have is Baron-Reid, the Angel of Compassion, Metamorphosis, Shifting, Consciousness, Peaceful Change, Light Codes, Transform. I aid ascension through your transformational soul healing and alignment with your higher purpose. So the answer to your question would be to follow your intuition, or the answer is what your intuition has been telling you. This would be definitely a card of confirmation. So I think that the answer to your question would be exactly the one that you've been wanting, exactly the one that you have been feeling. And if you were asking a when question, then the month of October could be significant, or somebody born in October could be significant as well. But it looks like this angel is here to help you through some sort of transformation, some sort of ascension. The number 39 is really jumping out to me. That might be a significant age for some of you, but I am reducing this to the number 3. In numerology, this would reduce to 3. And so I'm thinking of simultaneously the Empress as well as the World. And that is just giving me major glow up energy. So I think that you guys have been taking really good care of yourselves, and your angels are very proud of you. You might notice that you've been undergoing some physical changes, or you will be very soon. I feel like you guys are going to be looking very beautiful, very handsome, very attractive, in part because of your looks on the outside, but I also think that your light is just radiating out from the inside. I'm also noticing she's covered in butterflies, in red butterflies, so that could be a significant spirit animal for you guys. But if you're not in this energy already, you're going to be in an energy very soon where you feel very confident about the way you present to the world, very confident about your accomplishments, about what you can create. I'm also hearing the word victory, so there could be a huge victory, a huge accomplishment for you guys coming soon. I just feel your self-esteem is skyrocketing right now. So let's get one more card for you guys. And so if you'd like, you can think of a second question here as well. We also have Haziel or Haziel, I'm not sure, Angel of Unconditional Forgiveness, loving encouragement, mercy, fights evil, non-judgmental, sees only inner innocence. I raise your vibration through love and forgiveness and help you see the pure heart within yourself and others. We have topaz as the associated crystal. Topaz is the birthstone for November. I know because I looked it up recently. So the month of November, or someone born in November, could also be significant, which is interesting because this one is October. So we kind of have a window going on here. We have 3 weeks. So if you were asking a when question, then the answer would be 3 weeks from now. And then we also have Ask the Angels. So it looks like with Follow Your Intuition and Ask Your Angels, you could say this is a little bit of a more vague message, but I think that maybe this is because your angels are wanting you to rely more on your inner guidance and believe in yourself rather than looking to external sources to give you the answers. I think they're kind of hinting that you already know very well and that the answers are already within you, or they could be hinting like, we've already told you. These could be questions that they've already answered for you, yet still you are seeking more confirmation. Still you are seeking the answer again. And this is not to say that they're getting impatient with you. I want to make that very clear. Your angels will give you the answer or give you the confirmation 10 million times if you need it. But you also deserve to believe in yourself, and you also deserve to believe what your intuition tells you the first time and feel really empowered in that. So they're totally coming through to empower you. I can feel this angel really hyping you up. I feel like as you ascend to this more abundant energy, you're also becoming a lot more of a big person. It's like, and this might be kind of harsh wording on my part, but it's like you're moving out of a petty energy, or you're moving out of a lack mentality, and you're just able to forgive people easier because you're like, that's where you're at in your life, that's where you're at in your journey, and you feel like other people's silly actions, silly behavior cannot get to you anymore. It cannot hurt you anymore. And you just feel compassion for where they're at in life. You feel forgiveness towards them, and you're unbothered. And so you're big in the sense of your heart, in the sense of your compassion, in the sense of your forgiveness. And this is such a thriving energy. I really like to see it. The number 10 here It's making me think of the Wheel of Fortune as well. So that's like the universe is on your side. Get ready for unexpected changes and blessings. I have to say, it looks like you guys are entering some kind of peak in your life. And I'm hearing like, I've never felt this good, or I feel better than ever. I'm kind of overwhelmed by the positive energy that we're receiving here right off the bat. So in addition to this deck, I want to use a tarot deck as well to see who might be with you and who might be delivering these messages to you. Okay, so for group number 1, who is delivering you these messages? We have the 3 of Wands and Temperance. Okay, that's so interesting because I was getting a vibe from the 3 of Wands and then Temperance totally confirmed it. There's a higher self of somebody with you. I do believe it's somebody who is incarnated right now. And the vibe that I'm getting with these cards is that they are not with you physically, or that they're far away from you physically, but they're thinking about you a lot. The 3 of Wands can indicate faraway lands to me, and then Temperance being ruled by Sagittarius energy, same thing. So it's like someone with whom you would have a physical distance, but they're often thinking about you, they're often checking up on you, and they're often wishing the best for you. And I'm hearing some of you guys didn't know that this person actually wishes the best for you and doesn't have like any hard feelings. So this might have been somebody where at one point things were kind of going badly between the two of you, or things maybe didn't end on the best note. And yeah, you have this card of compassion and unconditional forgiveness. So it's like this person still loves you a lot. This person misses you. They forgive you for whatever went down, and they would only have good things to say about you. With these two energies here, it looks like this person sometimes thinks about reaching out to you, but then they kind of hold back, because while the 3 of Wands is about like stepping out of your comfort zone, Temperance talks about restraint. So it may be like they think about doing it a lot sometimes and then they kind of hold back. Maybe they're unsure about how you're feeling about them or something like that, but I do get the vibe that this person misses you quite a bit. I do think this is actually a member of your soul family, so your higher selves are on quite good terms. I just noticed we have the number 3 here and 5, because the number 14 of Temperance would reduce to 5. And when these numbers come out together, of course, it makes me think of a link between the 3D and the 5D. So in the 5D, your relationship is great. Temperance would make me think that you guys go way back. So no matter what your humans might be doing here on Earth, like this person's soul is always going to look out for you, and is always going to protect you. And again, they would only ever have loving and positive things to say to you. So that could be another soul who's going to be coming through in this reading. And then of course we have these 2 angels here. So now let's get into the deck that you guys have chosen finally, the Secret Language of Animals. I really love this deck. So for group number 1, we're starting off with Wild Horse, Freedom, Sensitivity, Spirit, and Partnership. Then, oh my gosh, a butterfly. So Barbiel is covered in butterflies, and then we have Lotus Blue Butterfly here with Transformation, Becoming, Lightness, and Beauty. You see, I'm telling you guys, you're looking fine right now. And then we have Koala with Calm, Perspective, Imagination, and Ease. We have the number 44 here, so that could be a significant number for you guys if you see repeating 4s. It could just be a message of love and confirmation for you, but I personally think of this number as a message that you're on the right path and that you're very safe and protected, that everything's happening exactly as it should be, nothing has gone wrong, and you are so loved. So look out for the number 44. Definitely look out for freaking butterflies. It's funny because I had planned to put a butterfly emoji in the title of this video, like before I even started filming. So it's really cool to have all of these butterflies here, and that might be a sign for you guys. And then we have koalas, horses, and feathers as well. Feathers could be significant, especially if you're like, you know, seeing feathers on the ground or something like that. But wow, holy crap. So the message of transformation is coming through very strong. So you guys are about to go through a major shift in your life. Again, I was picking up Empress energy from you guys. So One of the transformations is definitely physical. It has to do with your physical beauty or the confidence that you feel in yourself and how comfortable you feel in your body and expressing yourself. I'm also hearing like you guys are going to start feeling more comfortable in front of people, whether that's like in social interactions. I feel like you're going to have more like charm and more charisma, and please teach me your ways when you do. And also, you're gonna be even comfortable, like if you guys are performers or if you like present in front of people for a living or something like that, I think you guys are becoming really comfortable at like speaking in front of crowds, or like performing for an audience. Maybe some of you guys are going to start like a social media career, or maybe you're a musician or something like that. But I feel like in the near future, whatever you're working on is going to get the opportunity to be seen by more people. And while the old you would have been terrified by that, I feel like the new you is like, let's go, and is really, really excited to show off what they've been working on and to just show off yourself. And I think you're really, really going to enjoy that rather than it making you like all sweaty and nervous. It's going to feel like you're in your element. It's going to feel like you're in your comfort zone. So people are definitely coming to like behold your beauty and behold your talent. The Empress and the World as well, which we were talking about before, it's also major manifestation energy, accomplishing big goals. For those of you who are working towards a specific creative project or a career goal, there's huge indication that you're going to make it. Even this Wild Horse card is making me think of the Chariot, which, because it's, you know, there's a horse on it, horses pull the chariot, and it talks about freedom, it talks about spirit. It's a very chariot-y energy. Cancer energy might be significant as well, but there's a huge message of victory and success and recognition and really fast progress in here as well. So you guys are making it big, or you guys are doing something really, really big. What I will say is, it's like, be careful who you let close to you, or you don't have to share everything about what you're doing with everyone. I think just the words like sensitivity and spirit and this Cancerian energy that I'm picking up on, you guys might be quite susceptible to energies around you. And, you know, when you're thriving like this, it's like, what is that expression? Like the honey can attract flies or something like that. You're going to be attracting all different kinds of people that vibe with you and people that don't vibe with you. And I think there's like a warning message of maybe not to trust people so quickly, or not to confide in people so quickly, or just you don't need to share everything. You don't need to share everything about what you're doing. You don't need to share everything in terms of your resources. Like, you're allowed to keep some things to yourself. And I think that that's an important message for you guys. That doesn't make you any less compassionate. That doesn't make you any less generous. Like, generous doesn't mean that you have to unconditionally give to everyone. You can just be generous to your small circle or to the people you really care about, and you're still generous. I think that you guys are learning that not everyone is entitled to your energy or your time or even your niceness as well. Like, you don't have to go out of your way to be nice to everybody. And I think you're learning to protect yourself first. And I feel like this is kind of a joke, but I'm hearing like your skin is clear now because you're not letting people stress you out anymore. Or like you look nicer because you're getting better sleep, because you're not like losing sleep over people who don't deserve you. There's like that kind of vibe going on here. Like, you're getting prettier or you're getting more attractive as you release these kind of draining energies and draining people from your life, and really saving your energy for those who deserve it. With Koala here, we have calm, perspective, imagination, ease. I think that with all of these things advancing for you, there's some major success coming your way, there's a major victory coming your way. You're gonna really feel called to start simplifying your life, because, you know, you're getting busier and you want to focus on doing the things that you love, and you want to focus on bettering yourself. I think that you guys are really in like growth mode here, and nothing can stop you, and you want to keep expanding. But in order to do that, I think you have to be very, very selective with how you spend your time. I'm hearing it's like no more dilly-dallying. This is kind of a weird example, but I used to be like terrible packer, you know? I would pack all of this crap that I don't need, and I'd be lugging it around everywhere with me. And ever since I started to read tarot, I have to become such a smarter packer because decks are heavy as shit. So I don't have the luxury of like, oh, just throw that in, I'll bring that too. I have to be very, very selective. Like, okay, does this spark joy? Do I have to bring this with me? Because, you know, they have weight limits and stuff. So I know that's maybe kind of a strange example, but maybe you can apply that to your life, where you can't be so frivolously carrying responsibilities or carrying stress or carrying burdens anymore, or you can't be so frivolously giving your energy out to everybody anymore. It's like your angels are calling you to become very, very mindful of like, your time is like currency, or your mental capacity is like currency, and you only want to spend it on the things that matter. So I feel like we're being a lot more mindful, and we're starting to prioritize our own ease and our own calm. And I feel like things that you would have, you know, things or people you would have bent over backwards for in the past, you're just like, this isn't even worth it anymore. Like, this is stressing me out and it's not worth it. Next. And just like on to the next thing. So you guys might have a habit of stressing out about things that like what are you getting out of this at the end of the day? Like, in going so out of your way to help other people, and you're like, this isn't even a fair this isn't even a fair exchange. This isn't even worth, you know, stressing myself out for, just to make that other person's life a little bit more convenient. You would put yourself through a shit show. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting, and we're not doing this anymore. Like, point blank, we're just not entertaining that kind of energy anymore. With koala as well, I'm just thinking of how they like hug on to people. So your angels could give you little energetic hugs sometimes. If you feel like warmth or tingling through your body, I think that your angels, or maybe this person's higher self, is giving you a hug, which is really, really cute. But, oh, also I want to mention Year of the Horse might be significant for you guys. So that's 2002, 1990, 1978, 66, I think, if I did the math right. Anyway, and it keeps going back 12 years like that. So now we're going to get into another tarot deck, and we're going to kind of elaborate on this energy here. What else does group number 1 need to know right now? Oh, so we have the 8 of Cups. 9, oh wow, 9 of Pentacles. Ah, it's the Empress! What is this? I'm reacting so enthusiastically to every single card. And Death. Okay, so in terms of zodiac energy, we have Scorpio here, and we have Taurus and Libra with the Empress. We also have Venus in Virgo with the 9 of Pentacles, and we have Saturn in Pisces with the 8 of Cups. Shout out to you guys, because I'm also Saturn in Pisces. Okay, so I'm not surprised to see Death here, because this is a card that talks about transformations and metamorphosis, exactly what the butterflies are talking about. I think it's really interesting that we have the horse on Death's shield, because in this reading, the horse is representing your freedom, and it's also representing your sensitive soul. So I feel like this is showing you guys being a lot more protective over your freedom, a lot more protective over your inner peace and your sensitive energy. I think that you guys might be highly sensitive, or you might be empaths, and I feel like you're really starting to honor that. So we're not going to think that's a weakness anymore, but we're also not going to think this is a gift that I have to share with everybody. We're saying this is a strength. My sensitivity is a strength that only those close to me or only those worthy get to experience. And you know, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. Maybe one day you will feel like you can share this energy and share these gifts more freely. But I will say, and maybe it's like, you know, until around October, until the end of this year, I kind of see you guys in a more protective of yourself, I'm looking after myself kind of energy, because you're going through a lot of changes. And I think, like I said, I think you're becoming more busy with things that make you happy, so no worries about that. But again, you have to be very, very selective at this time about where you're giving your energy. And this is so that you can avoid burnout, so that you can avoid feeling really tired or even really sick. Like, Empress energy is coming out twice. We got to be nurturing towards ourselves, and we got to be taking really, really good care of ourselves right now. And with this Death card here, I'm almost feeling like this is your angel saying, if you don't remove the toxic things from your life, we will. And that's not a threat. It's like, if you're struggling to identify them, or if you're struggling to, you know, find the courage or find the assertiveness to remove these toxic influences or these draining influences from your life, we will help you. We will start either making it really, really obvious, or we will just remove it for you. So you're definitely getting a lot of angelic assistance in this purging process, because I mean, you always were the Empress, but I feel like you're really, really starting to embody this energy now. This is the transformation that your angels are helping you with. And this person over here, I think they always saw you as an Empress too, and I think their higher self is looking on like so proud of you right now, that you're finally starting to realize that, and you're finally starting to embrace it and let the Empress that you've always been within really, really shine through on the outside. I feel so much pride coming from this top row, coming from these souls here. So interestingly, here we have the Eight of Cups and the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles, it can be a card, and we have even more butterflies. It can be a card that talks about successful self-employment or just successful employment in general. But if you guys are self-employed or you were thinking of moving in that direction, this can definitely be a confirmation for you that you're going in the right way. And I almost feel called to say, even if you're not thinking about doing this right now, it might be something that piques your interest in the near future. Maybe you just never considered that you could be self-employed before. But whatever the case, I do feel like you're finding more freedom in your career, and you're finding a way to be more true to yourself and to express yourself more in your career. Maybe you're becoming more like assertive in the workplace. You're speaking up more about your ideas, or you're speaking up more about how you want to be treated and how you want projects to go, but more of your true self is like jumping out. And I do think for quite a few of you, it could be related to some self-employed endeavor. I also want to point out that ladybugs could be significant for you guys. I wish I remembered what they meant. I did look it up once before because there was a ladybug in my house for a while, but I can't remember right now. I do think it's a good omen though. Definitely is a good omen. But the Nine of Pentacles also shows someone who's living a really well-rounded and happy life, who's really living their best life. And this is someone who feels enrichment in all areas of their life. So they're not getting like, even though it is a Pentacles and like abundance kind of card, they're not getting any tunnel vision towards one specific area, and they're recognizing that abundance comes in many forms. So you're enjoying your financial abundance, you're enjoying your abundance of love and of peace and of connections, you're enjoying an abundance of hobbies. And even if you guys feel like you don't make a lot of time for your hobbies right now, or you haven't discovered them yet, I do see this in your future where like you have something going on in every area of your life and you're really, really enjoying it. And the stuff that doesn't matter is just gone. Like you're living very deliberately, you're living very mindfully. And I think that you guys have yet to really understand that your baseline can be so much happier. Like that feeling of joy and fulfillment, that really can be your default way of feeling, as opposed to, you know, constantly feeling just a little bit tired, just a little bit frustrated, just a little bit anxious. Like your default mood is going to be like, I'm so happy, I'm so peaceful. And I think some of you guys maybe have not like realized that this is possible for you just yet, but this is what is coming to you, or this is what you're already in the process of creating for yourself. With the Eight of Cups here, I'm hearing like don't take any wooden nickels, or like don't sell yourself short. This is a card that talks about walking away because you feel like you need more. But with the Nine of Pentacles and Empress energy right next to it, I feel like this is someone walking away because, oh my God, is that just a rock? I was like trying to figure out if this is like an animal, or it kind of looks like a little wrinkly pug or something, or maybe a platypus, but I think it's just a rock at the end of the day. I think this person is just walking away because they know that they deserve more. As you'll see in this card, there's 8 cups, 3 of them are spilled and 5 of them are upright, and this person is saying no and walking away. So the vibe that I'm getting in this deck is like, no, I want all 8 of my cups. Like that's what I asked for, that's what I deserve, and that's what I'm gonna get. And where some people might have made this person feel like, oh, well, you know, 5 out of 8 is more than half and you should be grateful, and you know, you really shouldn't be asking for more with your level of experience or with your age or some other arbitrary thing. Like, not that experience isn't arbitrary, but people, I have this energy of people like picking just random things to make you feel guilty about wanting more, even if it's not necessarily accurate, or even if it's not necessarily relevant, or maybe they just have their own limiting beliefs about what they can and can't get. So when they see someone else trying to get more, like that doesn't fit with their worldview, or maybe there's like a little bit of envy there. But we're not settling for that anymore. Like, all of this spread is like, don't settle, don't lower your standards. For those of you who are waiting for an opportunity or an offer right now, whether that is for a relationship or for a job or whatever it might be, don't feel bad about that thought of like, no, this is not what I asked for. I'm getting an image of someone. It's like you paid for a service and then the person didn't do what you asked for, and you were just like, oh, thanks, I love it, and paid them anyway because you didn't want to speak up. Maybe that happened to some of you recently, but it's like, no, like you wanted 8 cups and you should get 8 cups. And if another person doesn't deliver, or if life doesn't deliver, then you should stick to your guns and you should speak up. And this is an encouragement from your angels, but I also think they're saying like, this is just going to become easier for you as time goes by. But you see, there's like this overarching theme of you guys really taking charge of your life and living with purpose. And that purpose is to be happy and to be peaceful and to not be bothered and to not be worrying. So we are going to look at some more oracle cards. We have blend into the environment. You have many skills and can fit into any situation. Take time to assess what is going on around you and adapt accordingly. This is so freaking cool. This is reminding me of, it's in the Flower Medicine Oracle deck, which I use sometimes, and it's the Wildflower card. Maybe I should put this down here because there's not a lot going on down here. Or I'll put other stuff later. The Wildflower card makes me think of someone who, like, whatever environment you put them in, they're going to do an amazing job. So I feel like this is your angel saying, you have so many different talents, you have so many different skills, like, whatever environment you ended up in, whatever workplace you ended up in, you would just find a way to shine. You would find a way to make it work. This could also be a message for you that if there's something you want to start pursuing, like a certain project or a certain, like learning a certain skill, or pursuing a certain career, if there's something you want to start doing, there might be a message from your angels of like, you don't need to wait until you're in your absolutely perfect environment. Like, there is a way to adapt to your current situation, to your current environment, and use what you have and make it work. We also have the first quarter moon in Aquarius with Trust the Universe. and full moon in Capricorn with take a reality check. So interesting message here, but I just want to mention in terms of time frames, and it's very interesting because I feel like the first quarter moon in Aquarius actually matches up with around October or November, which is what we saw here. So I feel like the last couple months of 2022 all the way through to the first half of 2023, there's going to be major advancements happening for you in your life. Like, you're just going to keep growing, you're going to keep glowing up more and more and more, and you're really going to be in your peak during these months. So last couple months of 2022 and the first half of 2023. By the time you're on this video, you might already be in that time frame. If so, congratulations, you're in the process of transforming. But let's talk about the messages that are here. Trust the universe and take a reality check. This is a very funny combination, and this is showing me somebody who, in their attempt to be like realistically skeptical, they're actually being more unrealistic, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like sometimes the way you doubt yourself and the way you doubt the universe is actually more unrealistic than if you just trusted your intuition. I hope that makes sense. You guys are probably thinking, I have a healthy skepticism. I'm just living in reality. I'm just being realistic. But you're actually being quite pessimistic. And if you were really being realistic, you would have a positive outlook on the situation. You would believe in yourself. You would believe in the universe, because that's the freaking truth. If you had an accurate perception, you would see how amazing you are. So the reality check is not to like knock you down. It's actually to have more hope, to have more optimism, because that is even more realistic for your situation. All right, so we're going to finally finish off the reading with some flower petal cards. Maybe I'll just take 3 of these. For group number 1, we have the Peony. Prosperity can be assured if you care well for tomorrow. Then we have Cherry Blossom. Return quietly now and be at peace. I'm thinking of someone who, like, they're at a party or something and they're like, nah, I'm going home, I'm tired. And they don't feel guilty about it. I mean, it's probably more about coming back to yourself, but that was really the feeling that I got. And we have Orchid. Your uniqueness is always perfectly lovely. So group number 1, these are all the messages I have for you. So I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself. Stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. And definitely be sure to check out this Kickstarter if you guys want to support the creator of this deck. Oh man, I added something to the outro. I should know better that I can't do that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in checking out that one or any of my other songs, there will be a link to my music channel down below as well. I'm sending you guys lots of love, much love to your angels and your spiritual team as well. Wishing you guys all the best on this journey, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 2s, so if you guys chose the Wisdom of the Oracle, this is going to be a reading all about what you need to hear right now. So I'm going to start off the reading with this Oracle deck. This is the Intuit Angel Oracle, or this is a sample version of the deck. It hasn't been released yet, but the creator of this deck sent it to me to try it out, which I'm super, super grateful for. And there's currently a Kickstarter going to get this deck ready for its release. So if you guys like this deck and you want to support the creator, there will be a link for that down below. But basically, this is a deck of different angels and archangels. Some of them are reversed because I've already used them and shuffled them, but you can see Each card has an angel on it, what it rules over, a message for you, and its corresponding crystal, time or time frame, and the answer to a question. So we're going to start off the reading with this deck to see who might be around you right now. So what angels or archangels might be around you. And I kind of had an idea for this part of the reading. Feel called to do this if you want to, but you don't have to. Because these cards can also answer questions. If you like, you can think of a question that you want answered by this deck. So I'm going to pull 2 cards, which means that you can think of 2 different questions, and it can be a yes or no, it can be a when question, it can really be anything. If you don't feel called to do that, that's totally fine. We can just use this deck to see what angels might be around you right now and what they might be helping you with. Okay, so for my group number 2s, so let's get our first card. And if you feel called to think of a question, you can think of one. So for you guys, we have Hadriel or Hadriel, I'm not sure. We have the number 25 here, so that could be a significant... Oh, I just looked up and the camera timer is at 2:05. So 2s and 5s are significant for this group. It could also be that 25 is an important age for you guys, or it was or will be an important age for you. But this angel is the guardian of the gates of the east wind, awakens love, enlightenment, brings joy, identifies fears, and listens attentively. Oh, fun fact, when I tried out the deck for myself, this was the card that I pulled for myself. So twinsies, we have the same guardian angel. I will help awaken the 3 ascension attitudes within you: love, gratitude, and surrender. And then we have carnelian as the corresponding crystal. We have summer, and we have hold on. So first of all, carnelian might be a stone that you guys are interested in getting. If you don't have any, if you haven't considered him before, I would highly recommend carnelian. It's one of my favorite stones. It makes me feel like a bad bitch. It makes me feel so powerful. I really, really love it. We have summer here. So if you guys asked a when question, then this would mean that it's happening in the summertime, or someone born in the summertime could be significant. And then we also have hold on. So depending on what question you guys were thinking of, this might be like a not yet, or, you know, just wait a little bit longer. Or if you wait a little bit, this question might not even become relevant anymore because things might change. You might change your mind. So just wait a little bit. The answer will find you. And then let's get one more for you guys. Oh, let me move you down so you can see the whole thing. Group number 2. Okay, so we have Uriel, Archangel Uriel. Fancy seeing you here. Okay, so we have the number 3 here. So this could be talking about manifestation. This could be talking about abundance. This could be talking about expansion, keeper of wisdom and inspiration, guidance, prophetic vision, decisions, plan of action, sparks of inspiration. I give wisdom to solve complicated problems and help you find solutions for challenging predicaments. And then we have ruby here. So interesting that red stones are really, really calling to you guys, or the color red is really, really calling to you. This could be your lucky color right now. We have Tuesday, which is a day of the week that is ruled by Mars. So very fiery, passionate energy going on. And then we have something better. So it kind of looks like these 2 cards are going together. Hold on, there's something better. It's like you don't know yet. You don't know the extent of the blessings that you can receive yet. And you might be pursuing something right now, or think that something's going to go a certain way, but it's actually going to be above and beyond your expectations. It's going to be much better than you thought. It's interesting that we have this card, which is about identifying your fears and awakening love within you. And this card is about like prophecies and taking action. This is almost giving me the vibe of somebody having an epiphany about a major life decision that they need to make, or having an epiphany about what really lights them up and what they're really, really passionate about and what they really want to do, and just like going for it. I think that this is something that is yet to come. So if you guys have an idea of what you want to do or what direction you want to go in, I feel like the message for you here is just hold on, because there's going to be like more information is coming to you, or some important spark of inspiration is coming that is going to enlighten you, and you might be changing or tweaking your plan a little bit. Maybe some of you guys, it's like you should hold off until Tuesday, until next Tuesday before you make any major decisions. So there could be even like some new information coming in within the next few days. Oh my gosh, look. I wonder, I don't think March 25th is a Tuesday. I think it's a Friday, but isn't that cool? Because like at the time, at least at the time that this is uploaded, March 25th is very, very soon. So like give it a few days, give it a week or so, and I think you guys are going to get some more information regarding a significant decision that you have to make. And that will just be your aha moment. That will be your moment of clarity. Like, yeah, this is what I have to do. And I'm seeing you guys like, whew, I'm seeing someone like wiping the sweat off of their forehead. Like, I can't believe I almost chose this path, because that wasn't what I was really passionate about. Thank goodness I was redirected to my real passion. Following your passion and making decisions that empower you is really, really important. I'm getting like Emperor energy from you guys. This like, masculine, in their masculine energy, empowered, confident king energy. And that's a gender neutral king, because anybody can be a king or anybody can be an emperor. And so I think in the coming weeks, you'll be creating a plan of action for the next chapter of your life and feeling really, really good about it. I'm just noticing that we have east here and then we have north here. So if you guys are relocating somewhere, you might be called to an eastern country or a northern country with relation to where you currently are. So you might feel called, like if you're in North America, you might feel called to go to Europe, or if you're in Europe, you might feel called to go to Asia, or if you're in Australia, you might be going north to, I don't know, to Japan or something. So yeah, okay, I want to look at some more cards and see who else might be with you guys right now. Who else might be with you right now, or who wants to bring you messages today? We have the Hanged Man and the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, so we have some slowpoke energy here. Okay, I do think that this is the higher self of a person, which is interesting because Group 1 had that as well. Pisces energy could be significant, or earth sign energy. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy could be significant here. I'm hearing that they're coming through to tell you something that they couldn't tell you in person, or that their 3D self couldn't tell you. It's like their higher self stepping in to be like, excuse my 3D self for their slowness. I'm gonna come and like break the truth to you. I'm gonna tell you how it is, because they're too scared to do so. It's that kind of feeling. I almost feel like I want to wait until we get into the other cards to see what this is all about. But with the Hanged Man, like this could be someone who's left you hanging. Knight of Pentacles, we see very, very often. This is someone that's moving super, super slowly. You might feel that this person is like worth the wait for you, or you might be starting to doubt it at this time. It will be interesting to see what happens when you guys are ignited by this passion and make a big decision of your life. For some of you guys, I feel like you're like starting a whole new path. You might be moving somewhere. You might be starting a new project, or like getting back to something that was on the back burner because you have this renewed passion for it. And it'll be interesting to see how it affects this connection. Now, when I say you're waiting for this person, it can be many different things. Some of you guys might be waiting for like a commitment from this person, you know, like if you have feelings for someone and you're waiting for them to come forward towards you. Or it could be maybe someone owes you like an apology or an explanation and they're really taking their sweet time with that. Or I'm hearing it could be more of just a general thing. Like if you have a friend in your life who is just a slow texter, like it doesn't necessarily have to be that something has gone wrong with this person per se, but just someone who has more of a slow energy, and at times you might feel kind of frustrated by that. So it's like their higher self is coming through to say like, don't worry, I'm here to talk to you, I'm here to fill you in, I'm here to tell you everything. It's that kind of vibe. So group number 2, let's finally get into the oracle deck that you chose, which is the Wisdom of the Oracle. I'm pretty sure this was my first oracle deck ever, or it was one of my first, but to me this is like an original classic oracle deck. I love it so much. So, interesting. We have soulmates here with the number 41. Interestingly, for me personally, the number 41 means home. Like that's just the vibe that it gives me. Also interesting that we have 3/25, which I thought was March 25th, and then 4/1 is April 1st. So this is like a week window that might be very, very significant for you guys. Of course, like if you're watching this at the time that this is uploaded, if by the time you stumbled upon this video, these dates have already passed, it could just be like the next week or so is going to be very, very significant for you guys. But you know, with these dates, we're entering into Aries season. So with these energies here, I'm kind of seeing someone who, like, maybe you were expecting something to happen around Pisces season and it's just taking longer. Anything that's been delayed, it could even be like you're waiting for the results of an application, you're waiting for a package to arrive, you're trying to make travel plans. If you've been experiencing any kind of delays, I feel like in between these dates is going to resolve itself. Or again, if you're watching this later, like in a week or maybe 10 days, it's going to resolve itself. But interesting that we have the soulmates message here. We also have to be fair. And we have between worlds. Yeah, I'm getting like major travel vibes from this group. These angels for some reason made me think about travel. Like they're thirsty for adventure. They're ready for something new. And then between worlds, it's like you're immersing yourself in a new world. You're having a new, bright, colorful experience. If you guys are not considering moving, I really think that your angels are at the very least like strongly suggesting that you go on some kind of trip. I feel like you guys need a change of scenery. And in fact, this change of scenery might be what leads you to have these epiphanies, or what reignites this passion within you, or what introduces you to your passion. I think you guys need to like, I'm hearing like you shouldn't be cooped up anymore. You got to get out there and breathe fresh air and feel the sand in your toes or the earth in your toes and meet new people. I feel like your soul is thirsting for an adventure and wants to be more spontaneous and wants to feel more alive. But I think that your angels are saying that in some ways this has to be facilitated by you. And I'm not saying like, you know, obviously it's a huge privilege to just be able to go on a trip or to just like move somewhere, but I think it's more about doing what you can to put yourself in new and unfamiliar environments. So even if it's like, I don't know, visiting another part of town, or, you know, we have the number 3 here, which talks about the 3rd house, which is, you know, the people we interact with on a day-to-day basis, the places we visit on a day-to-day basis, our neighborhood, just like hanging out in different neighborhoods, or going to a different gym, or a different whatever that you, or different grocery store than you normally go to, or like reaching out to a friend that you haven't talked to in a while. It's like going out of your way to kind of shake up your routine, because I think what I'm seeing here is like if you're just in autopilot mode and doing the same things again and again, you're not really creating space for you to have innovative ideas, or, you know, new experiences that can lead to epiphanies, or new things that can spark your passion. If you guys are in a creative rut, I feel like you gotta change something up, you got to do something differently, and it kind of has to do with like your location, or where you're physically going, or the people you're interacting with. You know, just try to spice things up, just try to shake things up. And if you guys do resonate with like you've been waiting around for this person, I do feel like your angels are encouraging you at this time to just like put it off your mind and hang out with other people. Even if it's not a romantic interest, even if it's a platonic thing, even if it's a career related thing, they're like, don't worry about it. It will come around, but you're like wasting precious days if you keep, checking the mailbox, checking your phone, wondering what's going on their end. We can't know for sure, but you have this precious day here with you right now, and there's adventures waiting for you, and they're just freaking thirsty. They're thirsty for adventure right now. We have soulmates, and we have to be fair, and there is a specific message that is coming through here. I don't know for sure if this person we're seeing here is your soulmate, and I'm kind of feeling like that is for you to determine. For this group, I'm not feeling like I want to insert myself in that, but there is just something that your angels would like you to keep in mind when it comes to relationships in general. Someone being your soulmate is not like the be-all, end-all for a happy and healthy relationship. You could have a very unfulfilling relationship with your soulmate, and you could have a wonderful relationship with someone who isn't your soulmate. So, and I can kind of see how it ties in, because if we're really encouraging you to take action and to, use your willpower to do things differently, there might be a little bit of a passive energy here that we're trying to get rid of, or an energy of like putting too much importance on destiny. I like to think of our destiny as just a story that our soul wrote previously, but we're always allowed to come back and change it. It's not something that's set in stone. It's not something that we're going to get punished if we veer off of, and it's not something that we're going to be unnecessarily unhappy if we veer off of. And all of this to say, when it comes to relationships and soulmates, I think that what I'm seeing here is like, just because someone is your soulmate, like the relationship still has to be a two-way street. It still has to be a fair energy exchange. And you still have to make sure that you're feeling happy by this person. Maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a mistake to be this vulnerable, but I used to really, really think this one person was my soulmate who is like not in my life anymore. It doesn't matter. But I used to have this mindset of like, I'm so unhappy with this dynamic. I'm so unhappy with the way things are, but this is my soulmate. So I just have to push through it. Like that's what I'm supposed to do. This is how the story goes. And that was just the story that I created. That was just a story that I told myself. And I don't know, maybe that person was my soulmate, maybe they weren't, but it doesn't matter, because even if they were, the dynamic wasn't fair. And that's more important. As long as we're a human living in the 3D, we got to make our 3D self happy. And we have to take care of our 3D self. We have to be fair to ourselves. So I think, two things can be true. Like, you can be meant to have met this person. They can be a very special soul to you. You can have a spiritual connection. And at the same time, you can also deserve better than what their 3D self is able to give you. So maybe for some of you guys, like, if you are resonating with this being a soulmate, their higher self is actually saying, like, don't put up with this kind of treatment from my 3D self. And, they're not trying to speak negatively about their 3D self, but they're trying to look out for you and say, like, you guys maybe are not on the same wavelength right now, and I think maybe they're not in, my 3D person is not in the place to give you what you deserve right now. And especially I would hope that no one is like putting their life on hold or holding back from their passion because they're like hung up by this connection, like in the example of someone who wants to move and they're like, oh my gosh, but then I'd be long distance with this person, or I'd be far away, when this person is not showing up on their end of the scale anyway. And it's like, you don't owe anyone for them to be worked into your plans if they're not even like showing up for you, if that makes sense. And I'm just using the example, I think, of like, coming into a relationship with someone, romantic soulmate, but I feel like this concept can definitely be applied to many different things. Like, even if you were looking for a job and you're really, really waiting to hear back from this company and you get another offer, like, go for it. And maybe it sounds harsh, but it's like, you don't need to put so much consideration for this other party who's not like being considerate towards you. So you got to look out for yourself. You got to do what's best for you. There's a kind of similar energy in group 1 too. So maybe there's kind of a collective vibe of us reclaiming our power and not letting anything like stand in the way of what's best for us or for our own joy, and just like putting our foot down and saying, life goes on, the world keeps spinning, and I'm gonna go live the life that I want to live, and I wish you the best. And I really see, like with this flamingo here, you might be on the fence right now about if you want to move on or not, and I think that this flamingo is moving on, and I think they're stepping out of a bleak and dull world and into this beautiful, vivid life. And I think that one of the reasons your angels and your higher self might be encouraging you so much to travel if you can, or to just challenge to put yourself in a different environment and talk to different people, is like they want you to remember how big the world is, and they want you to remember how many amazing experiences are out there for you, and how they're with you wherever you go. They're going to find you with a blessing. They're going to find you with a little gift and put a smile on your face. Like, there's so much joy to be had in this existence, and it doesn't have to all relate back to like this one soulmate or this one job or this one place. Like, you're limitless. You can find this joy anywhere because you are this joy. You're made out of this joy. The very like fabric of the universe is made out of it. And if you think that you can only find it in one place, or that it's your soul's destiny to only find it in one place, like, it's quite sad, to be honest. And I can really, really feel for you if this reading is resonating for you, because like I just previously divulged, like I've very much been in that energy too. So I think that these angels are here to ask you to free yourself. And it's funny because group 1 got 2 feminine angels, and you have 2 masculine angels. So they're like, I feel like they're really coming here to make you feel like really confident in yourself and really empowered, like you're the boss of your life, you're the leader of your life, because that's that masculine energy. Okay, so, oh my gosh, we still have tarot to get into. I totally forgot. I was on a little rant there. Okay, so we're gonna get into the tarot now and see what else you guys need to know. Look, yeah, we have the 2 of Cups. So this is definitely about relationships, about reciprocity, about fairness. Both counterparts need to be bringing their cup. I feel like there's another soulmate, or several other soulmates out there for you. And when I say multiple, I'm thinking of like a soul tribe. So that includes all different kinds of relationships. But there is, if you're resonating with this being a romantic situation, there is another romantic soulmate out there for you who is going to treat you fairly, who is going to reciprocate, who is not going to leave you hanging. It's not going to feel like you're waiting a million years. They're not going to be, wearing all of this armor that you can't get through to their heart. Can I also talk about something that's kind of confusing and maybe a little bit annoying? You have a horse. Like, use the horse. It's like, I think when you look at this person or this other party energy, like, there's no reason why it should take so long. It's this person, I'm imagining this person has a horse, but for some reason they're just choosing to walk everywhere they go, and things are like unnecessarily taking time. And you've been putting that burden on yourself of trying to figure out why is it taking so long. Whereas I think these angels are encouraging you, like, well, I don't know what to tell you, man. Like, the bus is leaving at 12 and we gotta go, and just like moving on with your life. Much easier said than done, but I think that's the kind of empowered energy you guys are stepping into. We also have the 4 of Cups. Yeah, so there's something you're not seeing. Oh my gosh, something better. Uriel said there's something better. There's something better out there for you guys, and I think it's definitely relating to this new relationship, this new friendship, this new soulmate. I feel like you guys can't see it, or maybe you haven't even yet entertained the idea that this would be out there because you've had tunnel vision, or because you've put things on hold for this one situation here. There's much more out there for you, and you see how this cup that's being offered to you is so much bigger than the other ones that you've been offered before. Like, there is something better, and there is someone better out there for you. Then we have the Eight of Cups, which is about walking away. This is so straightforward. There's a ton of water energy here, which is very interesting because we had summer. We had summer on this card, and the Suit of Cups relates to the season of summer. And with all this water energy, a water sign might be significant. And then we have the Seven of Wands. Yeah, like if you look at this Seven of Wands energy, I've always thought of this as kind of like an unfair situation as well, because the person who's fighting only has one wand, and then there's these 6 wands that he needs to fight off. So he's kind of biting off more than he can chew, and he's fighting and he's resisting, and he's engaging himself in this difficult battle that doesn't have to be difficult, or he doesn't have to do it. But for some reason, he might be like attached to this battle, or he might pull some kind of sense of self-worth or sense of nobleness, or, you know, sense of being a good person out of fighting this really, really difficult fight. You guys might, you know, take it if it resonates, but you guys might be the type of person who like feels like you need to save people, or feels like you need to fix people like who didn't ask to be fixed, or who didn't ask to be saved. And when really they're the only person who can save themselves. And I think with this walking away, like there's a lot, there might be a lot that this person or these other people need to do on their own, but they're just not willing to. For some of you, this could even be like a family member, because that's the hardest, well, I think it's the hardest kind of relationship to walk away from, because I feel like there could be a lot of guilt there. You know, like someone is your blood, you've been with them since day one, they're supposed to be the most important thing in your life. It can be kind of scary or kind of difficult to walk away from that. And so, you know, maybe some of you guys knew that you needed to move on, and this is your angels encouraging you to give yourself permission. But it's also interesting, the Eight of Cups came out for group 1 as well. And I was mentioning how, you know, only a few of these cups are spilled. Some of them are still upright. So for some of you, it could be difficult to walk away because there's a lot of what ifs in the upright cups. You know, there was still some potential there, but your angels are saying you deserve more than just some potential. Like, you deserve the whole package. You don't deserve to find your happiness in what could be. You deserve to find your happiness in what is, and you deserve not to be delaying your happiness just to like accommodate someone else who's not budging. And in group 1, I interpreted this as, you know, this person's walking away because they realize that they deserve more. I didn't ask for 5 upright cups, I asked for 8. And so I'm going to get 8. And I feel like what you're not seeing is that there's someone out there or something out there that can give you 9, 10, 11, 50 cups, so much bigger than what you've already experienced. It's out there for you, and you have the permission to seek this and to not worry about whether that's your destiny or not, but to just worry about that's what's going to make me feel good. That's what's going to light me up. That's what I deserve. And honestly, maybe whatever this person or situation is was destined for you because they were supposed to teach you this lesson and provide that contrast for you to see how precious you really are and how much you are worthy of. Okay, so another thing, certain members of your soul family or your soulmate that has yet to come, could be someone who has a lot of like physical differences from you, such as, you know, different background, different ethnicity, like a significant age difference, or very different upbringing, very different social status, things that maybe more small-minded people would think, oh, there's no way you two would work together. But you kind of defy all odds. That's a vibe that I get with the Seven of Wands sometimes, so I just wanted to mention that. But yeah, let's get into the rest of your oracle cards. We have childlike devotion. You are a multi-talented, complex being. Embrace and love who you are. I like the number 50 here because 5 is a number that talks about change, and 0 talks about like infinite potential. And so I think there is a very big new path, new chapter of your life coming soon, where you find that you're expressing yourself quite differently, or your personality is quite different from what it is now. And I think that the new personality that you're stepping into is actually more how you were when you were a child. Like more carefree, more optimistic, more silly, more adaptable. Like as a child, you didn't think that you have to be set in your ways or you have to define yourself any one certain way. You might find that your personality and your preferences are even changing a lot, like from week to week or from month to month. And good for you, you're allowed to do that. You're coming out of your box, and I feel like you're finding more diversity in yourself, and you're enjoying the different facets of you. And I think looking back on now, you would feel like you're kind of a different person. You have a different personality, and you might look back on now and see how you've been limiting yourself, just like always operating in one mindset or always stuck on one emotion and not really experiencing the beautiful spectrum of your true colors and the beautiful world that is out there. We also have full moon in Aquarius, be real, and full moon in Gemini, embrace the flow of life. So another time frame that might be significant for you guys is basically like the second half of the year. So we had summer come up before, which if you're in the northern hemisphere, this full moon in Aquarius is going to line up with the summer season. This is going to happen in the summer, and then this is more towards the end of the year. So yeah, that's where I get that. The second half of 2022 might be significant for you guys. If you happen to be stumbling upon this reading later and you're already in this window, then the changes are happening now. The changes are imminent. And then we also had that the week like March 25th and April 1st. That was kind of cool. But we're going to finish off the reading now. Also, I just want to point out the two mirrored people coming together. So there's soulmate energy going on here, but it's, again, like they said right from the start, it's something different, it's something better, it's something unexpected. There's soulmate or soul family coming in that you haven't met yet. Okay, so for group number 2, we have forget me not, always remain true to your intentions. Oh, I just thought right away, this is like you remembering who you are and remembering to be true to yourself. Like you haven't lost yourself. Your true self is always there and will always be there for you to come back to. We have sunflower, practice courage each day. So that's more of that masculine boss energy. Sunflowers could be a significant sign for you as well. If you see sunflowers, your angels are smiling down on you. We also had penguins and flamingos, or I guess we could say birds in general. And then we have Poppy. Oh my gosh, remember who you wanted to be. Yes, you're coming back to yourself. Okay, so group number 2, these are all the messages I have for you today, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and definitely check out the Kickstarter for this deck as well if you want to support the creator and you enjoyed the deck. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video was an original song, so if you're interested in hearing the full version of that or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. Group number 2, I'm sending you so much love to your angels who came through as well and your spiritual team, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 3s, so if you guys chose the Numerology Guidance Oracle, this is going to be a reading all about what you need to hear right now. So I want to start off the reading with this oracle deck right here. This is the Intuit Angel Oracle, and this is actually a sample version of a deck that will be released in the future. So the creator sent this deck to me for me to try out, which I'm super grateful for. There's also a Kickstarter campaign for this deck leading up to its release. So if you guys do enjoy this deck and you want to support the creator, there will be a link down below for you guys. So what I want to do with this deck to start off, oh, actually, let me show it to you first. So there are different angels on every card, and you can see we have a picture of the angel, we have what they rule over, and a message for you, and then there's some additional information at the bottom here, like corresponding crystals, corresponding month, day of the week, or time frame, and then also an answer to a question for you. This deck is absolutely gorgeous. I'm already in love with it. And so for the first part of this reading, I want to take 2 cards to see what angels or archangels might be around you. But I also had another idea, and feel called to go along with this if you want to. If not, that's totally fine. But these cards can also answer questions. So if you want to, as I'm shuffling the deck, you could think of 2 different questions that you want answered and see if the cards will answer it for you. If not, again, that's totally fine, and we can just see which angels are around you. But this is going to be the first part of the reading. So for group number 3, what is their first card? What angel is around them, or what is the answer to their first question? All right, so our first angel is Rick Biel. We have the number 29, so 2s or 9s, or the number 11, if we add this up, could be significant for you guys, or 29 could be a significant age. We have ruler of the divine chariot, so that's kind of giving me like Cancer energy, because the chariot in tarot is related to Cancer. And the 4 winds: storm, tempest, hurricane, and gale. Also, winds make me think of change. We have movement, dynamic action, coordination, teleportation, some reality shifting going on. Proud, fights, chaos, and wins. I shelter you from storms and show you how to utilize your Merkaba to become a chariot of the divine power. Smoky quartz, full moon, go. So the answer to your question with this go is a huge yes. It's a huge green light. It's a huge go for it. However, I will say that this is like a positive yes. Okay. So and generally when we do yes or no questions, it's good to phrase it so that the yes is like the positive way, if that makes sense. Because I feel this is a go for it that is full of joy. Like, yeah, let's do it. And you're getting a huge green light from this angel. Smoky quartz, definitely making me think that you guys are protected from negative energy at this time. With the full moon here, it could be that the upcoming full moon is going to be very, very powerful for you guys, which actually, I think that there's literally a full moon right when I upload this video, or at the very least it would be coming up very, very soon. So maybe even in the next day or 2, something powerful is going to be changing in your life. With the full moon as well, and I was being reminded of Cancerian energy, you might find that your emotional sensitivity is quite heightened at this time. So it could be like even the smallest little thing makes you upset or makes you feel really irritated. For those of you who have periods, and who experience those kind of symptoms, I'm thinking of this as like that feeling when you're PMSing but you're not. You're just like, why am I in this mood? Why is every little thing getting to me? Why do I feel so sensitive? Please allow yourself patience if you are feeling like that. I think you might be kind of exhausted from receiving a lot of downloads. You know, when you're very, very tired and the smallest thing could just make you like so frustrated, or even could make you cry. So it's like, even if you don't feel tired and even if you've been sleeping okay, your body is tired. Your body is using up a lot of energy to process downloads. And so you need to give yourself that grace and say, like, it's okay if I'm feeling extra sensitive. It's okay if my emotions are all over the place, because I'm processing a lot right now, and they will stabilize in the near future. With this message of teleportation and dynamic action, I feel like you guys are going through some huge shift in your reality. If you do believe in parallel realities and using that as a method for manifestation, I think that you are going through like a really big shift even in the next few days. If not, that might be something that you want to look into. Like parallel, I'm hearing like you could look up a parallel reality meditation or some ritual to shift into your desired reality. Because I think either in the next few days or in the next full moon, you're shifting and your life is going to be very, very different. Okay, so let's get one more for you guys. So your second angel is Sandalphon. Oh, I love him. The angel of music, harmonic healing, fifth chakra, melody, clairaudience, creative expression, and poetry. I help you tune your frequency to source through sound vibrations in music, singing, and poetry. And we have turquoise. Days, you see, is coming up in the next few days, and communicate clearly. The number 19 here is making me think of the sun. So we had Cancer and Leo energy that was coming through here. And then also there's a little Pisces symbol here. So that could be significant as well. But interestingly, Cancer and Leo make a window. Like Cancer season and Leo season are right next to each other. So the months of July and August could also be significant if those months are coming up at the time that you happen to be watching this. But yeah, that's freaking me out, the days thing, because I kept saying the next few days. Maybe this message of communicate clearly is proof that your angels are communicating very, very clearly to you at this time. And I think they're also asking you to get your intentions really, really clear about what you want, because the energy that you're entering into, I think these downloads that you've received and these upgrades that you've gone through, it's going to make it such that, like, when you think about something, it's here. Or when you want something, it's here. It's like some upgrade you're going through is kind of eliminating the buffer time between when you think something and when it shows up in your reality. So that's a great power, but I feel like it's also a responsibility. So we want to be very like careful of our thoughts. And like, I'm not saying that to scare you. I do think you guys are protected against negativity with the smoky quartz here. But just be prepared for that you're entering into a time where things are going to be manifesting a lot quicker for you. If you guys are a musician, or if you're a creative person, then you could be going through a huge breakthrough in your creative projects or in your creative career. So I'm talking like your work is blowing up, you're gaining a huge following, you're being catapulted to success. For those of you who have been going through huge creative blocks, I feel like these angels are coming in with dynamite and just like and just blowing the blocks into oblivion. You're going to be very, very in the flow, feeling very, very inspired and very powerful. We also have clairaudience here. So, and yeah, with music, actually, your angels might be communicating to you through music. So you will hear your angels, you'll hear your angels speaking to you through music, whether it has lyrics or not. You could literally be listening to some like instrumental, ambient, or even meditative music, and I think that you could hear your angels lovingly speaking to you. If you guys read, well, we all read throughout the day, but I'm just looking at poetry, like if you read books or if you're reading captions on social media even, or if you're reading something for work or school, you might find that certain words or phrases are really like jumping in your face, jumping out at you. Oh my gosh, Sand Dolphin's energy is so cute. I can just see him like like skipping and bouncing around like a little bunny. Like he's so happy to see you. He's so happy to talk to you. I think that he's going to be talking to you like with words or phrases that jump out when you are reading texts, which is really sweet. Okay, so we're gonna get into our first tarot deck now and see who else might be with you right now. Oh, and for those of you who asked a second question, the answer is communicate clearly. So he could be saying the solution to your problem is to express yourself, assert yourself, communicate clearly. Or he might be saying like, you need to rephrase your question. You need to get right about what you really want to know or what you really want to happen and come back to me. Okay, so for group number 2, who else might be with them right now, or who else might be coming through in this reading to bring them a message? We have the Hierophant, so this is a spirit guide. Right away I'm getting that feeling. The Hierophant and the Moon. Yes, this could be your primary spirit guide if you know who that is. So the spirit guide who I guess you could say is most responsible for you, so to speak, or who deals with you the most often. We do have 2 major arcana here, so this is definitely someone who is very, very significant source of guidance. I do not think this is someone who is incarnate, at least right now. It's possible that this is, you know, an ancestor who's guiding you now, or a pass-on loved one, whether that is human or non-human animal, because we do have a dog here as well. But this is one of your primary guides who I think is also going to be coming through in this reading. With the Hierophant here, this is someone who's very, very committed to you becoming the best version of yourself. So when you work on self-improvement, when you work on self-care, this guide will be so excited and will take a really, really active role in helping you out. And I think that this guide has taught you a lot, whether you're aware of their presence or not. I think that this is a guide that kind of leads you to your major life lessons and orchestrates those profound moments of learning for you. With the Moon here, I feel like you do notice this guide communicating to you a lot, but a lot of the time you brush it off or you think you were just making it up, which I think makes this guide feel a little bit lonely. Because with the Moon talks about illusions or delusions, but it's also Piscean energy, which is very intuitive and psychic. So quite often this card gives me that feeling of someone who is very tapped in, but they're doubting themselves. And so, you know, a lot of the times you notice the signs. I don't think you're missing them. I think you notice them and then you're like, nah, that was just in my head. So I think this guide is asking you to well, stop with what is it? With all due respect, stop it. It's me. I'm here. I'm talking to you and I love you. And, you know, maybe for many of you, this is somebody who passed on and is guiding you from the other side, because, I'm kind of seeing that maybe you could be dismissing it like, oh, I'm just making up these signs because I miss them. I would love for them to be communicating to me, but it's probably just in my head. And I think they're closer to you than you ever know. And I should also say it doesn't have to be a human or an animal. It can be both, because obviously you have multiple spirit guides. But yeah, they're a major influence in your life with the major arcana, and they're very, very, very close to you, and they love you very, very, very much. Okay, so let's get into finally the oracle deck that you guys chose, which is the Numerology Guidance Oracle. So look at this. We have manifestation. I am not surprised. We have parenting. And we have pride. Oh, there's another number 19. So you guys are coming up to the beginning of a new cycle, and there's a lot of sun energy or Leo energy coming through. So in this new chapter, you guys are going to feel very carefree, very creative, and you're going to have such a joy for life. Like your main source of joy just comes from being alive, from being alive and being able to express yourself. Like I said, I'm really not surprised. Oh my gosh, wait. 8, 9 if we reduce it, and 10 if we reduce it. 8, 9, 10. So this is making me think like, sorry, elbow. You guys are making progress. If you see numbers in succession, this is your guides telling you you're making amazing progress and you're on the right path. It doesn't have to be 8, 9, 10. It could be like 5, 6, 7. It could be 2, 3, 4. I think those are angel numbers that are going to be very significant for you guys. But this is a huge confirmation that you are absolutely manifesting everything that is in your heart in a very dramatic way. I'm really getting the sense of quick and powerful change for this group. So, you know, not to sound dramatic, but you could go to bed and wake up and your whole life is different. And I'm seeing things manifesting way faster than you're used to and way faster than you were expecting. With manifestation and parenting, some of you guys might be manifesting becoming a parent, like, you know, conceiving a child or adopting a child or something like that. If that's the case, then there's a huge confirmation that you're well on your way to this beautiful milestone in your life. But also with parenting and pride, I think there's a message of your parents are very, very proud of you, or your family is very, very proud of you for everything that you've accomplished. Some of you guys maybe have parents who are not as emotionally expressive. You know, they're a little bit more stoic in nature, whether that is for cultural reasons or that's just, you know, who they are as an individual. But they're coming through here to say they're very, very proud of you. And for those of you who are resonating with this being like a pass on loved one, this could be, you know, a parent, a grandparent, a family member who maybe when they were incarnated on earth, they weren't so vocal about, you know, how proud they were of you and how proud they were to, you know, be your family and to see you succeed. And now that they're on the other side, they want to let you know, I was always so proud of you. I always loved you so much. Like, you were the best child or grandchild or relative or human companion that I could ever ask for. Yeah, and it could be like your ancestors in general are very, very proud of you, or even your children. Like if you have children here on this earth, or even spirit babies who are on the other side, I think your children too are extremely proud of you. But yeah, this is a very straightforward message. I feel like we covered a lot of it here. Basically, your angels and your spirit guides just want you to know that anything can change in the drop of a hat. You're entering into that kind of vibe in your life right now where things could be changing for the better very, very suddenly. And they want you to know that you're not delusional when you hear them communicating. So both your angels, your spirit guides, your higher self, you're a lot more tapped in and you're a lot more accurate with the messages you're picking up than you realize. And they all want you to know how proud they are of you. And parenting could even be more of a metaphorical message where they just want you to know that they have your back and that they'll always take care of you. They'll always protect you. They'll always teach you with patience, you know, much like a loving parent would to their child. So, wow, this is such a beautiful energy. So there is one more tarot deck that I want to use for this reading. So we're going to go into that now. And I'm actually just going to sip my water. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wow. So we have the Queen of Swords and the Eight of Wands that came through together. Yeah, they're communicating very clearly because this is a very, very literal message. Queen of Swords, mental clarity, focus, being very, very sure about your intentions. And then the Eight of Wands is fast manifestation. So it's like the moment you decide what it is that you want, it's going to rush into your life. I almost think maybe some of you guys might find it beneficial to do some kind of ritual if you haven't done this already for manifestation, rather than just, thinking in your head what you want to happen, almost like create an official statement or create a contract or something where you write to your angels, to your guides, hi Sandalphon, hi Rick Beale, or any angels that you resonate with, or your spirit guides, and write down like your pledge of this is what I want. And be very, very clear about it and be very, very specific about it. Sometimes I get different vibes depending on the pile where, in some cases there's advice to be more open, and in other cases there's advice to be very particular. And I feel like with this group, you are being asked to be particular just so that you can see that you can fine-tune your manifestations, just so you can see that you can put in a very specific order to the universe and get just that. So the Queen of Swords, be very clear about what you want and it will come to you quickly. I'm seeing sheep, so Aries. Aries people might be significant, or air sign as well. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius also. Year of the sheep is it 2003? I think so. 2003, 1991, 1989. No, I did that wrong. Why did I do that? 2003, 1991, 1979. There we go. And 67, and so on and so forth, back 12 years. Those years could be significant, whether you or someone is born in those years. And actually, I'll go a bit further, 67, 55, 43, 31. I just wanted to go back a little bit in case you resonated with maybe a parent or a grandparent on the other side. What else does group 3 need to know? We have the 9 of Swords, so you guys may be in a worrying energy. It's very, very interesting to me that there's an owl out this window, because owls represent your deep wisdom. Owls represent your inner intuitive knowing. And for me, crescent moons like this is a huge sign of someone who's highly intuitive as well. And you can see the swords are almost blocking this person's view of the owl. You can think of these swords as, your anxious thoughts, your doubts, your anxiety. So, and clouds represent confusion as well. I feel like there's some fears that are clouding your judgment, or there's some anxiety that's clouding your judgment, and maybe these fears are why you haven't clearly done this before, or you're afraid to do this. There's some fear holding you back from being that specific. I guess, the first one that's coming to me off the top of my head is I'm afraid that I'm going to write this very specific manifestation and it's not going to happen. And then, I'm afraid of feeling discouraged, or I'm afraid of being wrong, or something like that. And I definitely understand that when you're very, very passionate about what you want to manifest, because I've totally been in this frame of mind as well. And I'm learning to be more and more like this Queen of Swords too. And I mentioned this, oh God, my upload order is all messed up. So I mentioned this in another reading. I don't know if it's up yet or not, but the Queen of Swords, I read a blog post about her not too long ago. And there was this post about, she has this energy where she doesn't take things so seriously. And it reminded me of, in the Angel Tarot deck as well, it says seeing the humor in a situation. And so I think the only way to overcome your fears is not by telling yourself that your fears won't happen, but it's by telling yourself, I'm gonna be okay even if my fears happen. You guys might know I got over a phobia of cicadas. I'm very proud of it. That's why I bring it up all the time. I'm like that meme of the kid with veins popping. It's like when you haven't mentioned blah, blah, blah for 5 minutes. But anyway, I realized that the only way to get over it, I couldn't get over it by saying, it's okay, I'll just avoid them forever, because that's not getting over it. And I couldn't tell myself, it's okay, they won't come near you, because that's not true either. If you live in Japan, you're going to see 10 a day. So I had to. The only way was through it. And I had to say, you know what? They're going to pop up sometimes, but that's okay because I'm stronger than them. And you have to face your fear and know that it's going to be okay. So, you know, when we're telling people to, you know, boldly wish for what they want and to trust more, I don't want to be like, it's okay, it's gonna happen, everything's gonna be okay. I mean, it might feel very good to say that, but I think that maybe when we hear spiritual teachers saying that over and over and over again, and then we keep trying to manifest something and it doesn't happen, we're like, okay, it's me. There's something wrong with me. And then we could feel like really bad about ourselves. And I think the key is taking things less seriously so that, you know, I'm feeling such a good energy for you guys, but I guess what I'm trying to say is like, rather than telling yourself it's going to be okay this time because surely it's going to work out, see if you can make yourself stronger by saying like, it's okay if it doesn't work out. It doesn't mean that I was foolish for wishing for it. Doesn't mean that my intuition is weak. There's probably just something I'm not seeing yet. It's probably still coming. It's probably just going to come in a different way. And we don't have to get so down on ourselves if it didn't happen, you know, right away, or if it didn't happen exactly how we wanted it. I think putting too much pressure on ourselves freezes us. And that's a truth like in any area of our life. When we take things too seriously and put too much pressure, we become frozen. Even as a creative person, if you put too much pressure on yourself to be this like amazing virtuoso, amazing prodigy, musical genius, this is my calling, then you're gonna have creative block because nothing's gonna feel good enough for you, or you're going to become overly perfectionist. And I think this Queen of Swords challenges us to just say like, man, it doesn't matter enough to put this kind of pressure. I'm living my life and I'm enjoying my life and I know that I'm gonna be okay. So let me write down this pledge. let me do it. It's okay. Like no pressure, no stress. And I'm certainly not saying that your manifestation isn't gonna come, because it is. it so clearly is, but I think it's like you're so afraid of that being wrong that you might be holding yourself back from really wishing for it. I hope that makes sense, or at the very least, I hope that, you know, there is a part of my rant that you could take meaning from for yourself. Look, 9 of Cups, wish fulfillment. There's a lot of, we have a 9 here, 9, 9. The moon adds up to 9. 9 means almost there. 9 means almost complete. So your wish is almost here. Like Sandy said, it's a matter of days. And also, this was wind's energy. So air is the fastest moving of the elements. Swords are the fastest moving. Can we get one last card for group number 3? We have, look, another 9. Another 9, the Hermit. So 99999. Virgo energy might be significant for you guys, which is interesting because we had what was it, Cancer, Leo, Virgo. That chunk of time might be significant, or basically 8, 9, 10. It could also be like August, September, October. Or maybe this is our angel's way of saying that the next 3 months are going to be significant, because again, this is a timeless reading, and you could be, you know, stumbling upon this whenever. Even like this is Pisces and Taurus, Pisces, Aries, Taurus. That's also a 3-month window. So there's a lot of 3-month windows popping up in this reading. So yeah, I think that it would be whenever you happen to find this video. The next 3 months will be a very, very significant time. But we do have the Hermit here, and I think this is a very contemplative energy. It's a very reflective energy. Maybe there's an encouragement here before we go to this step of making our pledge or doing our ritual for what we specifically want to manifest. There is some reflection that needs to be had. You know, I would really recommend Gem Goddess's manifestation course. I did it at the start of the year, and it continues to be amazing for me. I actually just went back to it recently, and I've either manifested everything that I wrote down at the start of the course, or I looked back and realized like, oh, I don't even want that anyway because it wasn't in alignment with my happiness anyway. So everything that I still wanted now, I got it. So bow down to Gem, seriously. But what I wanted to say with this Hermit is that I think it does us well to... Oh, okay, there's something else I need to talk about. But it does us well to think about why we want the things that we want, because we might realize that what we want is not necessarily a specific, person, place, or thing, but it's more so an emotion that we're after, or we want a certain aspect of ourselves to be accepted or validated. Or the other thing I wanted to mention is that I have been working with a life coach recently, and I was like very impressed with something from our session the other day, because, I think I talk a lot on this channel about identify your limiting beliefs and figure out why certain things upset you and figure out where this limiting belief came from. And, that is very much a hermity thing, to dive into the dark and analyze and pull things out and make sense of it. But I realized that I was kind of only applying this analytical pursuit to shadows and to negative things. Whereas you can so very well apply that to happy things, Why does this make me happy? What is the feeling that I'm after? Why does this feel good? Why do I want this? Because if you can break it down like that, you might realize that this feeling that you're ultimately chasing is available in so many different places and in so many different ways. So, for example, I think in the session I said, like, I enjoy doing tarot readings, and I enjoy making music. And so, rather than just stopping there and saying that's what I like to do, I dig deeper into it and see what is really the main source of pleasure there. Is it like connecting to people? Is it building something? And for me, a big thing was playing with infinite possibilities, because tarot reading has infinite possibilities, and making music has infinite possibilities. So, where else in life could I play with infinite possibilities? If I just stopped there, I would have thought, okay, I have two sources of happiness. It's music and tarot. But when I get to what lies behind them, suddenly there's a whole other world of things that could probably also offer me something similar, like math. I don't know. Math has infinite possibilities, or freaking, I don't know, astronomy or something like that. There's so many other things that I could enjoy. I also really like translating. So I think I like puzzles too. Sometimes putting together a tarot reading feels like a puzzle, and translating feels like a puzzle. Not to make this all about me, but just so that you guys can get the main idea. Go a little bit deeper into why you want the things you want and why they make you happy with this Hermit energy, and then we can make our statement to the angels. Okay, so now we're getting into the last oracle cards of the reading, and we have single-mindedness, choose your own path and what is best suited to you. So interesting. I think there's a need for some reflection about what is best for you, and getting clear about what you want, like we spoke about before. Looking at this school of fish, it looks very, very tightly packed. They're all going in the same direction, and I feel like it reminds me of in Finding Nemo, when all the fish are swimming in the same direction, which is great because it can be a sign of teamwork. And when they like push the fishing net down because they're all like swimming really hard. But what if you weren't in a fishing net? And what if you're a fish who wants to go that way or that way or that way? It might be kind of hard to escape this really, really tightly packed swarm. So maybe you're being called to reflect a little bit because you've unconsciously just like adopted desires for yourself and ambitions for your life from the collective or from society or from your peers, just being in this school of fish. You're like, yeah, I'm a, whatever this is, I don't know, a sardine. I can swim like a sardine, but maybe you're not. Maybe you want to go in a different direction or be a different fish, and you can choose your own path and choose your own adventure and choose a life that is best suited to you. And now that I think about it, that's what the Hermit's all about. He doesn't stick to the status quo. He doesn't get influenced by others. He looks to his own inner compass. So maybe there's a need to ask, like, what I'm trying to manifest, is this really what I want? Or is it what my parents want? Is it what just society at large tends to want? And think a little bit more like critically. I can literally manifest anything. What would I want for me? What does group 3 want? Then we have the first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. And the full moon in Cancer, let your fears dissolve. You know what's really cool? So I used to use like moon phases a lot to predict timing in readings. So I would basically think of a full moon cycle. So like from new moon throughout the cycle and back to new moon as a full year. And then I would think of like new moon to full moon as half a year, because that's half a moon cycle. This is a quarter of a moon cycle. So in my old method, that would be a quarter of a year, which is 3 months. And also Aries and Cancer are 3 months apart. Jeez. So like, I don't know, 3 months is a really, really big time frame for you guys that keeps coming up a million times. And I really like the messages that are here for you. Step into your power and let your fears dissolve. We're working through these fears. Yeah, very straightforward message. So we're going to finish off the reading now with some flower petals. What else? What else should group 3 know? Ooh. Chrysanthemum, be here always with willing hands and heart. I feel like this is your guide saying they're always here for you and they're always willing to help you and they always have infinite patience for you. You know, it's funny. I think it's chrysanthemum that, like the word for chrysanthemum in Japanese, it's pronounced the same way as the word for like listen. So they're like, I'm here for you. I'm always listening to you. I think it's chrysanthemum. That'll be awkward if I'm wrong. Then we have Daisy, believe and trust in happiness. And then one more for group 3. Well, let's take 2 because this one wanted to flip over too. We have Lily and Sweet Pea. Somebody's name might be Lily. Good partnerships are made of equal amounts of positivity. And then we have Sweet Pea, the comfort. Oh, the comfort of good company heals old hurts. I feel like this is a message also from a loved one that might be on the other side. Maybe they called you Sweet Pea or Sweetheart or Sweetie or something like that. Or they had a cute nickname for you. But this is so sweet. Like, they're always going to be here to keep you company and they're always going to be here to comfort you and to heal your pain, and they're always going to be infusing you with positivity. At the bottom we have listen, so they're listening to you and always speaking positive and loving messages to you. You have an amazing, amazing spiritual team. I'm so happy for you guys and I'm so excited for your future and for your teleportation into your desired parallel reality. I know I'm laughing because I know that might sound out there for some of you, but this is something I personally believe in and it's something I've experienced in my own life where I wake up and like everything's different. So I know that it can happen and I know that it can happen for you. So Group 3, these are all the messages I have for you today, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and definitely check out the Kickstarter for this deck if you enjoyed it and want to support the creator. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel, the song that you guys heard at the very start of this. I just love Sandy's face. I love it. The song that you guys heard at the start of this video was an original song, so if you guys are interested in listening to the full version of that or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below as well. So group number 3, I'm sending you lots of love and lots of love to your angels and spirit guides and your whole spiritual team as well. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye! Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Cosmic Guidance Oracle, this is going to be a reading all about what you need to hear right now. So I want to start off the reading with this oracle deck. This is this is a sample of the Intuit Angel Oracle. It hasn't been released yet, but the creator sent me this sample deck to try it out. I'm very grateful for it, and I'm really loving this deck so far. Basically, wait, let me turn them around. There's different angels and archangels on each card. So you see a picture of the angel, their name, what they rule over, a message from them, and then at the bottom there's this information like their associated crystal, a time or time frame that they're associated with, as well as an answer to your question. And as you can see, the cards are absolutely gorgeous. The final version is going to be a bit different. It's going to be better quality, it's going to have a more polished look, but if you guys enjoy the deck in this reading and you want to support the creator, there will be a link for the Kickstarter campaign in the description and the pinned comment as well. So I want to start off with this deck to see what angels or archangels might be around you right now. And then another idea that I had, if you guys feel called to do this, because these cards have the ability to answer questions for you, you could think of a question for yourself as I'm pulling the cards. I'm going to pull 2 different cards, so you could think of 2 different questions and see how the card answers it for you. Or if you just feel called to use this part of the reading to see what angels are with you, that's totally fine as well. All right, so for group number 4, let's pull our first card to see what angel is with you and get an answer to your first question. So we have the angel Simiel, which is the angel of unconditional love, relationship repair, heals broken hearts, tenderness, family unity, restores harmony. I foster harmonious relationships by filling hearts with compassion and love. I also help soulmates unite. So if you guys were asking any question about love or relationships, this is definitely a favorable answer. I literally just looked up and saw 222 on the camera, which is a number associated with love, partnerships, soulmates. So there's very good luck coming your way in terms of personal relationships. We have compromise here. So if you have any problems when it comes to relationships, the solution is definitely going to be to find a healthy middle ground, or this could also be a reminder for you that healthy relationships do involve both or all parties putting in equal effort. We have rhodochrosite here, which is your associated crystal, and then we have the new moon. So if you guys were asking a when question, your answer might be at the next new moon. Generally, the new moons happen in like the last couple days of the month or the first couple days of the month. So that could be an important time frame for you. Maybe like on the 28th of a month is going to be a significant time for you guys. So let's pull one more. What angel is with group number 4, and what might be the answer to their second question? So we also have Barakiel, Divine Angel of Blessings. It's interesting, every single group has had either like 2 feminine angels or 2 masculine angels coming out together. And this is also about love, showers of heavenly love, intercession, good fortune, removes blocks to success. I can help you become a generous channel through which God will pour a fountain of blessings into people's lives. Woo! And we have Unakite as the associated crystal. This is actually a stone that really makes me think of union. It's union between the feminine and masculine energies, because it has both like a greenish color and a pinkish color in it. We also have the month of February, so that could be a significant time frame if you were asking a when question, or someone born in February could be significant. And then we have opportunity awaits. So whatever your questions were, I'm hearing positive, or no, I'm seeing I'm seeing positive outcomes for both of them. There's especially an emphasis on love. So manifesting soulmates and soul family into your life, happy reconciliations, as well as this could also be a love for what you do, or a love for the collective, because this angel is talking about you guys becoming a generous channel where you can use your gifts to help others. So in addition to, you know, being in love with a specific soulmate or a specific soul family, this could also be that you guys are really becoming a being of love, and you're really like, I think emanating is the word. You're really emanating your love outwards and touching a lot of people. I feel like your angels are lifting you up to give you a little bit of a spotlight, or a little bit of a higher platform that you can share your gifts with others, whether those are professional gifts, creative gifts, spiritual gifts, communication gifts, humanitarian gifts, or all of the above. It's time for you. I feel like you're entering into a chapter where you're really going to be happily serving others, and you're going to feel very fulfilled by the way that you serve others. So this means you're doing something you really care about, you're doing something you really love, and that you can directly see the positive impact it has on others. These white and pink colors together, it's making me think of a pure and gentle and sensitive heart. And your angels really admire and love this quality that you have, and they'll facilitate in any way that they can, in every way that they can, to allow this heart to emanate outwards and to touch as many people as possible. So we're starting off with a really beautiful energy. I want to also pull a couple tarot cards here to see who else might be with you other than these angels. So that could be a spirit guide, your higher self, the higher self of someone else. So who else is with group number 4 right now? And who else might be coming through in this reading to tell them what they need to hear? Who else is with group number 4? So we have the 9 of Swords and the 5 of Swords. Okay, so I'm picking up worries and doubts here. So this could be a spirit guide, or it could be the higher self of someone in your life, or it could be both. It could be the higher self of someone in your life who is also guiding you. But this is a being that I think you have a lot of worries about the connection, or you have a lot of doubts about the connection. So, you know, we had a lot of messages surrounding love and relationships here. For example, for those of you who are trying to manifest meeting your soulmate, or manifest a union with your soulmate, and you're having a lot of doubts about that, or you're having a lot of anxiety about that, it could be their higher self coming through to ease these doubts. Or you may resonate more with like, I often doubt if I'm really connected to my spirit guides. I often doubt if they're really there, or if they're really communicating with me. And this is them. But basically what I see here is that the soul coming through is a soul you have a lot of doubts about. Not like you mistrust them or anything like that, but you feel a lot of worry of like, are they really here with me? Are they really going to be there for me? Are we really getting closer together? And it might be something that's very heavily on your mind, because swords represent like being in your head, or they represent your mental state, your mentality. You guys get it. And I think they're definitely here to bring you reassurance. And they're saying change is coming soon, because the number 9 indicates something is almost here. A cycle is almost complete. And 5 indicates change, growth, and development. So change is coming soon. I feel like their soul is saying, I've heard you. I've heard your doubts. And I want to come through to ease these doubts. I want to show you proof that change is coming. I want to ease your mind. So I feel like they're going to be coming through in this reading with a lot of positive, a lot of calming messages for you. So finally, let's get into the oracle deck that you guys chose, the Cosmic Guidance Oracle. Put these here. and see what you need to hear right now. So we're starting off with nature. Notice the harmony around you. Rest, give yourself time to recuperate. And you are safe. The universe has your back. So I can definitely see messages coming through of reassurance, messages to ease your doubt. The first thing I want to talk about with nature here, I'm hearing like the natural you is perfect and you don't need to change anything. There's a difference between self-improvement and refining your natural qualities and really polishing what makes you you. But going out of your way to tweak yourself into something you're not, or to suppress certain parts of yourself, your angels and this spirit guide or this person's higher self, or both actually, are saying that there's no need for you to do that anymore. And this is an outward thing as well as an inner thing. So you don't have to change anything about your physical appearance. They're saying you're perfect just as you are. And also, you don't have to change anything about your personality. It could have been that in your past, there were certain aspects of your personality that you felt got you into trouble. And I think that what they're saying here is that you maybe weren't in the right environment, or you maybe weren't surrounded by the right people to really nurture you and to really celebrate you. And they're saying the problem was not with you, it was with them. And your value is not determined by someone else's inability to see it or someone else's inability to cherish you. That is a big mistake. I heard like that is a big no-no. You were created exactly how you were meant to be, and you're absolutely perfect. And maybe there's something about going out in nature that would remind you of that. You were created perfectly beautiful, just like the trees, just like the grass, just like the river, just like the sun and the moon. You are a part of nature, and you are beautiful like nature. Your natural self is, it's flawless, it's chef's kiss, it's stunning. And I know if you're someone who struggles to believe that, it might take more than just, me making this comment or someone else saying it to you, but I hope that over time you'll be able to see it. And it will require some patience with yourself if you're struggling with these thoughts, but your angels and your guides don't want you to give up on yourself, and they want you to know that one day you will see, one day you will feel that relief and that weight lifted off your shoulders, that you never had to change anything. And I do feel very emotional as I'm talking about this, so this might be like an emotional or a sensitive topic for some of you, but I also feel this feeling of warm welcome, this feeling of relief, this feeling of coming back to yourself and saying, you were perfect all along. Like, you were great all along. I never had to stress myself out about changing anything. I also think a big message here is that you guys need a break with nature and rest. You guys need a break. I know like it's a privilege to be able to take one, but for those of you who can, like, even if you can just take a day off to yourself, if you can book some time off work, or if you can even do like a social media detox, or even just, tell people you're not going to be available for a while to rest your mind. I think this would be really, really good for your mental health, and it will also be really good to get you back in touch with yourself and back in touch with your body. I think some time in solitude and some time in nature is just what you need, because you'll stop seeing yourself in the context of what you do for others or how you appear to others. Like, I'm not who I am in so-and-so's eyes. I'm just me, and I'm just existing, and I'm just breathing. I think you need time to just be, and not be performing, and not be proving yourself, and just bask in the beauty of your simple existence, and that's it. That's really, really the vibe I'm getting from these cards. You need time to rest and take a break. Sleep might be something that really, really improves your mental health. Sleep and oxygen from the trees and fresh air. And it's really surprising how these things can go a long way. As someone who's really, really struggled with anxiety, something as simple as getting enough sleep can make a huge difference. Like, I have a lot better sleep these days, and I haven't had a panic attack in a really long time. Of course, everybody's different, but I just wanted to make a point, like these little things do add up, you know? It's not like one thing that's the be all end all cure, but as they add up and as you do little things here and there to take better care of yourself, they will make a difference. With the message here, you are safe, the universe has your back. I think this is definitely a card that is giving you permission to take this break, permission to disconnect. Like, you're gonna be okay. And also, everyone else is going to be okay. It's almost like your angels are saying, don't worry, we will tend to everything. We will take care of everything while you take this time off. Give your burdens to us, give your responsibilities to us, and we'll see to it that everything is okay. Maybe some of you guys are kind of feeling like you're going to really, really fall behind and really, really lose progress if you take some time off, or that you're going to really inconvenience people or even upset people, and they're saying like everyone will be fine. And I literally just had a conversation like this with my dad yesterday, because I was really worried about inconveniencing someone, like in a professional setting, and he was like, oh, they'll be fine. Like, you're not the only thing they're dealing with. They have a bunch of other stuff to deal with. And he sort of reminded me of how insignificant I was to that other party, which was actually a very good thing. Like, they're not thinking about me and what I'm doing as much as I think they are, and they probably won't even notice or care if I do my own thing and take some time off. They're just going to go about their life. And so maybe a similar message can apply to your situation, where you're overestimating the importance of you being somewhere, like in a good way. You know how we say like people aren't thinking about you nearly as much as you think, but this is actually a good thing, because no one's looking at you, no one's judging you, no one's criticizing you. They have their own things to worry about. They have their own problems, and they're probably focused on that. They're probably just focused on themselves and not what you're doing. And this is actually very, very freeing. They want you to free yourself and not be burdened by, oh, but I need to get this and that done, and I need to answer to this person and that person. No, it's going to be okay. You have permission to take care of yourself. Not that you need our permission, but give yourself permission to prioritize yourself, to take care of yourself. We promise the world's going to keep spinning, and everything's going to be okay. Everything's going to be taken care of, and you will be happily welcomed when you're ready to come back. So we're going to move into another tarot deck now, just to get a little bit more in-depth messages. Oh, it's the Five of Swords again. Then, we have the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Pentacles. Interesting. The Six of Pentacles for me is a soulmate card. So there's some kind of soulmate union or soul family union that is being manifested here. We also have the Ten of Cups, which is about emotional fulfillments and happily ever afters. And it can also be a card of bringing love in and celebrating your relationship. So it looks like you guys are really, really blessed in the relationship department, or you will be very, very soon. I'm just thinking back to, we were speaking about that number 9, which talks about a cycle is almost over, you're almost there. I feel like you guys are so close to experiencing this Ten of Cups. So to experience your material and emotional needs being met, feeling like you have everything you could ever ask for and more, the manifestation of your dreams, this energy where your heart is so full and you're so surrounded by love and you're so at peace. It's like you're this close to experiencing this, because it's all been lined up for you and it's all ready to come into your life. But with this repeating Five of Swords here, I feel like the missing piece of the puzzle, or like your last step to this Ten of Cups, is really releasing your need to please people, or like caring so much about what people think, or violating your own boundaries just to please someone else, or just to, I don't know, appease somebody else. There's been, I feel like in most of these groups, throughout the video, there have been some messages about like standing up for yourself, putting yourself first, filling your own cup. So I definitely think this is a collective energy that we're experiencing. We're realizing that actually when I put myself first, everyone else benefits because I can show up as my best self and as my most authentic self. And that's an example and an inspiration for others to do the same. And by being my authentic self, I'm going to attract people who love and respect my authentic self. And when I'm a fake version of me, I'm going to attract people who want that fake version of me and who perpetuate that fake version of me. So I'm not doing anybody any favors by going against my own desires or going against my own boundaries. And I felt throughout the piles like we're all lifting these burdens of performing and lifting these weights of like having to have everyone like us, or having to make everyone's life easy except for ours, or, you know, serving everyone without giving to ourselves. The Six of Pentacles is about balance and reciprocity and an equal giving and receiving. And I think you guys are very, very overdue for receiving. You need to be giving to yourself as much as you give to other people, nurturing yourself as much as you nurture others. And this is like the missing piece of the puzzle. To free yourself of other people's opinions and other people's words and realize that they don't have power over you. People are allowed to have whatever opinion they want about you, whether that's positive, negative, or neutral, and you're allowed to be happy regardless. It's not your job to change that person's mind. It's not your job to cater to that person. I feel like the energy here is like, just let it all go. And this is when you reach your 10 of Cups. And this is when you start attracting that real love into your life. Because I'm telling you, there's more than enough people who are so happy and exciting and willing to love you just as you are, that you don't need to waste your time being someone different just to get this. And the way it's coming to me is like mediocre love or this conditional love. We don't have to do that. There's so many people who are so ready to love the real you and accept the real you. And you're manifesting them right now. This soulmate, this soul family, the whole gang, you're manifesting them. I'm just looking at this card and I'm noticing that bees might be, do I have my spirit animal book? Oh man, I don't think I brought it. But bees might be an important symbol for you guys. And roses as well. Or even if you see an image of like a bee, I almost said a bee swimming, that's not what they do. A bee flying up to a flower or a bee pollinating a flower, that might be significant. Or honey, like maybe somebody calls you honey. But yeah, this is what the Five of Swords and the 10 of Cups is talking about. Six of Pentacles, like I said, it does talk about the equal giving and receiving. But for me, it also just makes me think of soulmate energy. So that's very, very present in this reading, as I'm sure you can tell already. It can also talk about your hard work paying off. And we had that message about opportunity awaits and removing blocks to success. So I do feel like some hard work is paying off for you guys very, very soon. This can indicate like promotions and raises and things like that. And there's this message coming through of like, you know, the higher you climb up, the more people are going to talk. So maybe that's why you're getting this message right now and you're being prepared for the next level. I think that's just how life goes. Like the higher you get, the more success you reach, the more abundance you reach, the more people have things to say. And it's not necessarily all bad. People will have overwhelmingly a lot of good things to say, and there will be a select few who have bad things to say. Maybe I should be careful with my wording because I don't want to make you guys think like, oh, everybody's saying bad stuff. But I also know what it's like when you care so much what people think. You could have like 20,000 people saying really, really lovely things about you and like 2 people saying some negative stuff. And if you really care what people think, you will focus so much on those 2 negative people. And so I think this is just your angels helping to prepare you and to get you in a good frame of mind so that when you're moving up and reaching this success, you know to pay attention to those 20,000 people instead. You know to pay attention to the things that fuel you and that make you feel good, and like, you know, just forget the rest. That's the energy that they're trying to get you into. Was there something else that I wanted to say? No. We covered everything with this card. With the Ace of Wands here, this is also a card that talks about like career advancement or new opportunities. This is the interpretation in the Angel Tarot. It says, an exciting new opportunity, career advancement, change your life now. And I think that's what this is talking about for you guys. The spring season might be significant for you because this is the energy of all fire signs, and the element of fire in the suit of wands represents this season of spring. So actually, when this video is up, if you're in the northern hemisphere, spring might be coming up very, very soon. But yes, there is an exciting new beginning here coming with the Ace of Wands. This shows you moving into a chapter of your life where you're feeling more energized, you're feeling more passionate, and you're feeling more inspired. I think you guys are going to start feeling a lot more creative in the coming months. You're going to be full of creative ideas, and not only that, but you're going to be full of the energy and motivation to actually act on them and to finish your projects. And you're going to feel a lot more free when you create, because you're no longer thinking about, you know, pleasing every single person. You're like, oh my gosh, I'm so in the flow. It's so fun to do my thing. It's so fun to create. And I can't wait to share this with people. It's like a very positive outlook that you have. And I think also you're entering into a chapter where you're inspiring a lot of people to become creative. So you might have people reaching out to you like, I love what you're doing. I love the message that you're sharing. You inspired me to pursue a similar path, or you pursued me to like get up and pursue my own passion. I feel like you're going to be getting a lot of communications like this during this time from your soul family and from acquaintances or even strangers alike. You might be getting DMs like, I think what you're doing is really cool. I just want you to know, like, I started doing this because of you, or you showed me that it was possible. First, a few of you, I'm seeing like people are sending you works of art that were inspired by you. So I don't know, let's say you're a painter and then you shared your painting, then you might get a message from someone like, hey, I really, really loved your painting and I wrote this poem about it. Like, this is what came to my mind when I saw your painting. And so like this, it's that emanating again, or it's that ripple effect again. As you express yourself and it reaches other people and they resonate with it, you inspire them to come forward with their own works as well. I'm hearing like creative revolution, which to me sounds kind of big. It sounds kind of dramatic, but I think that's the word that your angels want to go with. You can start a creative revolution in your own life, and then you can touch others with it as well. The Ace of Wands also means your life is going to feel so vivid. You know, it's going to be like you're experiencing the world in HD, or you're experiencing the world in very, very vivid color. The same sounds you used to hear, the same smells you used to smell, it feels enhanced, it feels more real, it feels more beautiful. And this is probably because you're very, very present. You know, you're not up in your head anymore. You're here on earth, and you're really present when you're touching things and when you're tasting things and when you're seeing things. It just feels a lot more real because you're like here right now. So very beautiful energy coming to you guys. And again, it feels like you guys are so close. We had new moon as a significant time frame for you guys, which I think for the rest of the year, the new moons are probably going to be in the last couple days of the month, if I'm not mistaken. That's a very powerful time for manifestation, but I would also point out full moons. Full moons can be really good for releasing, for becoming aware of your emotions and then healing and releasing them. You might want to work with the moon because there's a lot of feminine energy here. Tapping into your feminine energy and working with the moon could be very beneficial for you guys. All right, so now we're gonna go in with these oracle cards. So we have the number 44, which could be significant for you guys. We also saw 222 earlier. Unexplained wonder. Magical blessings and miracles are occurring in your life. All your prayers are answered now. And then we have the last quarter moon in Scorpio. Reveal what needs to be seen. And then we have the new moon in Aries with go for it. So at the time, that's so interesting because we're talking about how the new moon is significant. And at least at the time that this video is posted, the next new moon is going to be a new moon in Aries. So if you're watching this right when it's up at the end of March, yes, or maybe the very beginning of April, I don't remember. Or maybe like the 28th to the 31st of March are going to be significant, or whatever month you're watching this, the 28th to the 31st. But yeah, it really, really looks like exciting new beginnings are coming to you. This reminds me a lot of Ace of Wands energy. And then we have the last quarter moon in Scorpio with reveal what needs to be seen. It's really cool that we have a last quarter moon here because it means that the moon cycle is almost over. And Scorpio energy is about like shadow work, healing, all of that kind of heavy releasing and purging rituals. So with this being a last quarter moon, you know, these two cards together look like your angels are saying, this heavy period of healing and shadow work is almost over. You just have this one last like piece of the puzzle and then it's go time. Ooh, it's so exciting. So we're gonna finish off this reading with some flower petal cards. What else does group number 4 need to know right now? What else does group number 4 need to know? We have lilac, one of my favorites. The future is sometimes lost in the wanderings of yesterday. So this is definitely an encouragement for you guys to be more present, to not dwell on the past, and also to not worry about the future, because both of those things really rob the present moment from you. We have buttercup. So in addition to, I mentioned honey, someone calling you honey, buttercup might be significant as well. Be ready, the best is on its way. And let's get one more for group number 4. What do they need to know right now? She's taken her time. Okay, blushing bride. Interesting. And you know, this angel kind of looks like a bride, and there's a lot of love messages. And 10 of cups. We're manifesting some life partners here. We're manifesting some spouses here. Your intentions and heart deserve to be known. Wow. The letter B might be significant. Oops, the camera's like tilting. I hope it wasn't doing that the whole time, but oops, that's okay. The letter B might be significant because there's a lot of repeating B's here. So that could be someone's like initial, first, middle, or last name. I don't think there's any zodiac signs or months or anything that start with a B. No, there isn't. But it could also be the name of a place like Brazil, or Bulgaria, or I don't know, British Columbia. There you go. Yes, so group number 4, these are all the messages I have for you today, so I'm going to end your reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that, and definitely check out this Kickstarter if you guys enjoyed this deck and want to support the creator. Again, it will be linked down below. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. And I have a music channel. The song that you guys heard at the very start of this video is an original song, so if you're interested in hearing the full version of that or any of my other songs, the music channel will be linked down below too. Group number 4, I am sending you lots of love, much love to your angels. and your spiritual team and your whole soul family as well. Wishing you all the best in this exciting next chapter of your life, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye!